The House of the Seven Gables was built by a Salem sea captain and merchant named John Turner in 1668 and was occupied by 3 generations of the Turner family before being sold to Captain Samuel Ingersoll in 1782. Ingersoll died at sea, leaving the property to his daughter Susanna, a cousin of the famed author Nathaniel Hawthorne. Hawthorne's visits to his cousin's home are the credit for the inspiration to the setting and title of his 1851 novel, The House of the Seven Gables. Caroline Emerton, a philanthropist, founded the present-day museum to assist immigrant families who were settling in Salem. Inspired by Jane Addams' Hull House, she purchased what was the old Turner Mansion in 1908 and worked with architect Joseph Everett Chandler to restore it to its original 7 gables. Emerton's goals were to preserve the house for future generations, to provide educational opportunities for visitors, and to use the proceeds for the tours to fund her settlement programs. Over time, Emerton and the organization's trustees acquired and moved to the site 5 additional 17th, 18th, and 19th century structures: the retired Beckett House, the Hooper Hathaway House, Nathaniel Hawthorne's birthplace, the Pippin House, and the Counting. Captain John Turner I had one of the most successful maritime families in New England colonies. His family came to define the economy of Puritan New England and began New England's maritime tradition. The house he had created had one enormous clustered central chimney. Good fortune allowed him to afford 2 new additions before his death in 1680. It includes rooms with grand proportions, high ceilings, and enormous windows. John Turner II added wooded paneling to the walls of the parlor and chamber, an innovation for his time. When Captain Ingersoll bought the house, he removed 4 of the gables to keep up with the fashion. His daughter Susanna Ingersoll was the second cousin of Nathaniel Hawthorne. Hawthorne visited her often when he worked at the Custom House in Salem from 1845 through 1849. He was inspired by the appearance of the house in his cousin's tales to write his famous novel. Susanna Ingersoll's adopted son, Horace Connolly, lost the house to creditors in 1879. The building was then owned by absentee landowners until 1883. Then it was purchased by the Upton family. Uptons worked in the visual and performing arts. During the residence, they offered ballroom dancing lessons and a small tour. The Uptons were the last family to reside in the mansion before it was purchased by Caroline Emerton. The house is then based off the novel created by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Nathaniel Hawthorne's birthplace was originally located on Union Street. In 1958, with the help of Abbott Lowell Cummings, it was moved to the estate. On July 4, 1804, Nathaniel Hawthorne was born to Elizabeth Clark Manning and Nathaniel Hawthorne in the Hawthorne Birthplace House. Hawthorne only lived in the house for 4 years. When his father died, they moved to Elizabeth Clark Manning Hawthorne's parents' home with their 3 children. Hawthorne was recluse as a child, so this helped create his love for reading and writing. With the help of his wealthy uncles, he was able to attend Bowdoin College from 1821 through 1825. Hawthorne's solitary stage of his life, or he liked to call dark stage of his life, was for 12 years after he left college, where he stayed at his mother's residence. It took a while for Hawthorne to get started on writing again. One thing that helped was Sophia Peabody, the woman he had fallen in love with. 1848 through 1853 were the best years for Hawthorne's writing period. In 1864, Hawthorne's health failed him, and he passed away at age 60. The counting house's original use was to place balance accounts and pay fees due and figure profit due before and after the sea journey. While this building dates slightly later than the time or merchant families were active in the triangle and China trades, it is a prime example of a counting house for Salem. In 2007, the counting house was renovated to an open space for children to play, and it was called the Kids' Cove at the Gable. The Kids' Cove was to help pique interest in the history of Salem and keep the estate alive and running for future generations. My tour guide Peter said that if Nathaniel Hawthorne had not written The House of the Seven Gables, this location and all these beautiful houses would not be here, because to us there'd be no historical significance. And it's amazing to think that one book and one person could change that.